ಪುಟ್ಟ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರ
Hari Om. 9 days have just gone, have just flown past. I am sure each one of us in the last 8 days, wherever we are, I am sure at least we would have lifted our feet and we would have been searching for the next step. And I am sure today Swamiji will give that final step also, where we can put our step. Thank you very much, Swamiji. On behalf of all of you here, our respectful pranams to Pujya Swamiji, and I request our trustee Sri Krishna Kumar to offer fruits and flower as a token of our love and respect. I hope all of you remember the announcements made yesterday. Sadhana Day is on 22nd Sunday in Chinmay Vidyalaya, Koromangala. February, sorry. And Chick Camp? April 3rd, 4th and 5th in Chokalli Sandipini Ashram. So please make a note of these two. Study group members, please come to Chinmay Vidyalaya and please send your youngsters to Chokalli Sandipini. And another important thing is, as all of you know, Shivratri is on 15th February. And all of you know that this is one of the biggest functions which happens in Sripada Kshetra. But we start 1 week before. From 8th to 14th, we'll be having celebrations here. Every day morning we have Abhisheka, followed by Sahasranama Archana. In the evening also we have Archana, followed by devotional songs, classical music, bhajans and all. These pamphlets are ready. They will be given to you as you go out. Please take them. You can take a extra also if you want and give it to your friends and relatives. And one more announcement was there yesterday. I don't know, Swamiji himself made the announcement. I hope all of you remember. Study group, those who are not study group members, we request them after the yajna, after offering Guru Dakshina, please assemble on the left hand side, to my left. No confusion, left, right. To my left. I am showing directing. There. Sheshadri will be there. He will guide you. Yesterday when Swamiji asked how many of you are group members, in this 300 plus, I think we saw only about 30 or 35. So today we are expecting 270 people there. He has geared up, Shazar, he has geared up for meeting all the 270. We have got volunteers there who will meet you, who will guide you. So please assemble there in a disciplined way after Swamiji's yajna. Please come in a line from this side, from the right. Don't come from here and create a traffic. That they will announce. Hariyo. And today's Aarti Seva is by Srimati and Sri Gopal, Srimati and Sri Ravi.
One or two places where there is little, no, not that. There is some raga differences. Hariyo.
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की, आरती सद्गुरु की। चरणों में उनके शांति समाए, शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए, पाप ताप संताप हरण की। आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया, धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया, शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। सिद्धबाड़ी की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे, भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की, आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की, आरती सद्गुरु की। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरिओम। श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम, 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 शरणं मम शरणं मम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि गीते भवद्वेषिणी. So we are in the last session of this yoga in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We have seen the meaning of the word yoga, what are the different meanings rather, and different kinds of yogas which are given in this Bhagavad Gita. Every chapter is named one yoga, but we have not seen every chapter per se. We have seen some of the important paths. Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, Raja Vidya, Rajaguhya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Last session we saw Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, and today we are going to see Purushottama Prapti Yoga. Purushottama Yoga is the name of 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Purushottama Yoga, Purushottama Prapti Yoga is one and the same. What do you mean by that? Yoga is the union with Purushottama, with that Uttama Purusha, that supreme being, supreme reality Brahman. Union with that is called Purushottama Yoga. Purushottama Prapti Yoga means to attain that Purushottama. Who is that Purushottama will be explained in this chapter. Now, so far we have studied lots of concepts, and therefore we know in order for me to attain that supreme reality, I must gain Atma Jnana or Atma Anubhava. Correct? That Atma Anubhava is the means, direct means for attaining liberation, for attaining the supreme reality. Now, how will I gain that Atma Jnana? How will I prepare myself for that? Different paths are there. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. All these are different paths leading to that Atma Jnana. Atma-jnana here is not just intellectual understanding, but the experiential knowledge that I am Brahman. And that Atma-jnana will take us to moksha directly. This much we have understood. So naturally, the main topic of this Purushottama Yoga has to be this Atma-jnana. Correct. That of course is discussed in this chapter, but there is much more to 15th chapter. Why? Because this is the most important chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. See, actually knowledge, every aspect of it is important only. Now having studied all other things, now this becomes even more important. Why? Bhagavan Shri Krishna, while giving the Upadesha to Arjuna, summarizes his teaching 3 times. So right at the beginning of the Upadesha, in 2nd chapter, there is a summary of his entire teaching. So in prospect, there is a summary. Then we see in 18th chapter, while concluding the Upadesha, again Bhagavan Shri Krishna is summarizing everything that he has taught, teaching. It's called summary in retrospect. And then in 15th chapter, the entire teaching is given in 1 chapter again. So 2nd chapter, 15th chapter, 18th chapter contain the entire teaching. You can even understand it like this. 2nd chapter is the overview of Bhagavad Gita. 18th chapter is summary of Bhagavad Gita. And 15th chapter is essence of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna himself calls this 15th chapter as Shastra. He says it is not just summary or essence of my teaching, it is the entire Shastra. Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam maya nagha. Last verse of 15th chapter he mentions this. What do you mean Shastra? In our tradition, any science is given with respect to a main text or a few main texts. They are called as Shastra Granthas. Shastra Granthas. Say for example, if you ask me yoga, yoga is a darshana. We had seen there is darshana also named yoga. Now that yoga darshana, what is the Shastra Grantha? What is the main text? Patanjali's Yoga Sutras are the main texts. Correct? Like that, for every single darshana as well as Shastra, there will be a main text. For us who study Vedanta, we say Vedanta has 3 Shastra Granthas. They are called as Prasthana Trayi. Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. What do you mean by Shastra Grantha? All topics that are possible in that Shastra, in that science, will be discussed. All topics. Now, in order to understand this Shastra Grantha, we prepare ourselves first. Now, that preparation is generally through other texts called Prakarana Grantha. Like for example, before going to Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, etc., we study Sadhana Panchakam, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Bhaja Govindam, Upadesha Sara that you are studying. So, these texts become Prakarana Granthas. Prakarana Granthas means topical texts, preliminary, preparatory texts. Means they may not give all the topics of Shastra Grantha, they will probably take 1 or 2 topics and will elaborate on them. So all possible topics of Shastra Granthas may not be taken in Prakarana Granthas. Is this difference clear? When it comes to Vedanta Shastra, already we see that Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra are Shastra Granthas. Now, in that also, this 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan calls it as Shastra. What do you mean by that? That is because all the possible topics that should be discussed in Vedanta as a darshana are covered in this one chapter. That is the reason why we chant 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita before eating. Many people ask this question, Veji, what is the connection of 15th chapter with eating? Actually, there is no connection. There is one verse which Bhagavan says that I am the Vaishwanar Jatharagni, I am the one who is digesting the food. But because for that one verse, we will not chant the entire chapter. No, we will chant that one verse. We chant the entire chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this 15th chapter before food, because that is the essence of not just Bhagavad Gita, but of the entire Advaita Vedanta philosophy. Now, what do you mean by all the topics are covered in this 15th chapter? What are the topics of Advaita Vedanta? So, Vedanta philosophy discusses what is the essence of the world, Jagat. What is the essence of the Jiva? Who is the Ishwara? So Jagat, Jiva, Ishwara. Now naturally this discussion will take us to Paramatma, Brahman, who is the substratum of the world, real nature of the Jiva and the Swarupa of Ishwara. So Jagat, Jiva, Ishwara, Paramatma, sadhana means to attain this Paramatma, and the result moksha. These are the topics of Vedanta. All these topics are covered in this 20 verses of 15th chapter. Now naturally, when so many topics in such a less time, they will be only touched. In essence, Bhagavan will tell and go ahead. Right? But having studied now essential points of other chapters, now we will be able to understand what Bhagavan is telling here. Okay? So very important chapter and finale, so to say, of the entire discussion, entire Vedanta. So Bhagavan starts with the topic of Jagat. See how compassionate Bhagavan is. Why? That is the favorite topic of all of us. We keep talking about the world. Bhagavan says, okay, let me also start with the world only. Now here one more thing we must understand. The first 3-4 verses are talking about this samsara or Jagat. Now here this difference between Jagat and samsara also must become clear. Generally, how do you translate the word Jagat in English? Jagat means world. Samsara means? Samsara? Family? You. The transmigration, the cycle of transmigration, cycle of birth and death, etc. Okay, now let me explain. Through the discussion on Ishwara, God, we understood that Ishwara is the abhinna nimitta upadana karana of the world. Remember? So that world which God has created is called Jagat. Now on top of that world, we have created our world. That is called samsara. Example, what is this? What is this? Be more specific. Wristwatch. This is my watch. Don't confuse. Don't confuse yourself. You will say this is wristwatch. So when you come now to prostrate, you will take the watch and go, no, you cannot. So this watch being the watch is God's creation. Why? Because it is made up of elements which are created by God. But on top of that creation, I have my own creation when I say this is my watch. This is samsara. We have to get out of samsara, not Jagat. Why? Jagat, there is no problem. Everything is going nicely only. The problem is where? The problem is with samsara. Understand the difference. One day one One lady went to God, saying that, God, what? I have a problem. What problem? I have a complaint against you. God said, against me? What complaint? He said, why did you create this creature called husband? Such an irritating fellow. 20 years I am living with him, and I have told him so many times that after bath, that wet towel should not be put on the bed. Still he puts there only. How many times I have told that the toothpaste has to be pressed from the bottom, not from in between somewhere. He doesn't understand. Why did you create this creature called husband? God smiled and said, I created man. You made him your husband. As long as he was just a man, there was no problem. You see, very often when somebody comes to us, even brahmacharis and swamis, and they start to tell, no, Vedji, nowadays, the education system in India is very bad. Immediately you should understand that their children or grandchildren are studying in school. Why? Only then they care about the education system. Once they have no connection with it, do you think they care about education system? The tax for purchasing vehicles has gone up. Do you know? Only if you want to purchase the vehicle, you will know. Otherwise, you don't care. The president of USA is creating so much problem. So, we are living in India. What is your problem? No, my son is there. You see, that is where the problem is. He is not giving H1B visa. You understand where is the problem? The problem is not he is changing the policy. The problem is somebody of me connection will get affected. Every single sorrow that comes to us is because of this samsara, not Jagat. Jagat is incapable of giving sorrow to us. Jagat can only give joy. Please remember this. When you go to some natural place, you see mountain, you see a river, Himalayas you go to, Gangaji, you feel so happy. You know why? Because you don't own it. Because it is not mine. You see, when it is part of Jagat, it is wonderful. But imagine if you go to see a mountain and you get a thought, I should build a house here. Gone. Joy over. Why? Because then from then on, you will start asking, what is the price? What is the rule? What? See, gone. Jagat, there is no problem. Samsara, problem. Now, Bhagavan explains Jagat as well as Samsara here with a very beautiful metaphor, very well-known metaphor of Samsara Vriksha, which also comes in Kathopanishad. Urdhva moolamadha shakham ashvatham prahuravyam chandamsi yasya parnani yastam veda savedavit adhaschordhvam prasrutastasya shakha gunapravriddha vishaya pravala adhascha moolanyanusantatani manushaloke na rupamasyeha tathopalabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha ashvattamenam suvirudha moolam asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. He paints a visual picture of samsara vriksha. What kind of vriksha, what kind of tree are we talking about? This tree of transmigration. What is this? Urdhva moolam, whose roots are above. Adhashakham, and branches are below. Generally our trees, roots are below and the tree branches grows in the above the ground, isn't it? Now he says this is different vriksha. Here the root is above. Root is above means what? The cause of this samsara is Brahman, which is higher. And the offshoot, the result is lower. So Brahman is the root of this samsara vriksha. And branches are the jivas, are all of us. And then what? Vedic mantras and everything that comes out of Vedic mantras, these are the leaves of this samsara vriksha. And then there are gunas, which is the bulk of the tree. And then there are objects in the world, they are like the leaf buds, those which create further extension. Our santati increases because of that. And then there are secondary roots, which are ragadveshas. Karma anubandhini manushaloke. And with this karma anubandha, this jiva is tied. Don't worry about too much into the metaphor, because it will take a lot of time to explain. The point is what? The root of this samsara vriksha is higher. Brahman is the root. But we generally don't see the root. We only see the offshoot, the branches of the tree. And they are gone, they have gone everywhere. And with every single new thought, new desire, new like and dislike, we are creating further branches. And this samsara vriksha has grown so much that it looks almost impossible to cut. Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyati. It doesn't appear how it actually is. Enemy can be destroyed when you know who is the enemy. But this samsara is such that it doesn't appear as an enemy. Why? You like it. Many people ask this question, why are we not realizing? Because we don't want to realize. We are happy in what we are doing. You ask them, no, I wish, in your ashram, can we come and stay? For how long? No, forever. By mistake, if I say yes, by mistake I am saying not because I will have problem of them coming, no, not because of that. I am saying if I say yes, they won't be able to leave everything at home and come. When they come to ashram, they will say, actually, my aunt's daughter's son's marriage is there, I want to go. Retired person, 70-year-old, you can easily tell them, I am not well. Nobody will ask you. Oh, such a blessing you have got that you don't have to go to any function now at this age. You can just say, for last 2 days I am not feeling well. Nobody will say that, no, still you should come. Nobody will say. They are also happy you are not coming. you are also happy you are at home. We may think that we want to get liberated. No, we like this samsara. You will go for 1 week ashram for some camp, etc. And you, before going, you will tell your son, daughter, see, don't disturb me there, okay? I'm going for spiritual knowledge. Don't disturb. Okay. After going there, you will only say, why are they not calling? My own people have forgotten me only, I think. Then you will keep calling. I was thinking, did I close the window? Shh, no, go and stay, there. Get the knowledge that you have got. We may think that we want spiritual knowledge, but we are not ready to give up this world. Why? Because it appears nice. I don't feel like giving it up. Only when something bad happens for that moment, for some moments, we feel like I don't want this. It's called smashana vairagya. Why? So what is smashana vairagya? When you come for cremation, somebody is dead and you have, then for some time now your mind becomes very blank. Isn't it? Because you have seen death. So for a moment you will become, what is the point in life? Everybody has to end there only. I must realize. How long will it remain? Till the time you come home and take bath. The moment bath is over, where is my watch, where is my thing, start. Yes or no? We may say this is very wonderful, but we don't feel like giving up our attachment to things. Why? Because world doesn't appear how it is. Samsara appears very nice. Narupamasya tathopalabhyate. Okay, even if we understand that this samsara is dangerous, how will you break it? Na antaha, na cha adihi, na cha sampratishtha. You don't see where the samsara is going to end. You don't see where it began. You don't know where it is standing now. Where you will hit. How will you break it? Samsara may appear to be very difficult to destroy, but it is not impossible. So immediately after giving the real Rupa of samsara, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says there is a way to destroy this. What is the way? Ashwatthaменam suvirudhamulam. This Ashwattha vriksha of samsara, which is suvirudhamulam, which is very strong roots. Asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. You cut it with what? Dridha asanga shastra. Asanga means detachment, vairagya. Shastra means weapon. And dridha means strong, sharp. You cut this samsara vriksha with the weapon of detachment. Careful. Jagat is not to be destroyed. Samsara is to be destroyed. Means what? My attachment with the things have to be destroyed, not the objects. Vedji said, Asanga Shastra. Phone. First, Asanga Shastra. Don't break the phone. You just break the connection that this is my phone. But that much only is required. Because objects are not ours to break. Very important. People are not ours to destroy. We cannot give up anything. What we have to give up? We have to give up our attachment to them. That's it. Let those objects, people, etc. remain. My attachment to it has to be cut. Asanga shastrena. And dridha. Dridha means sharpened. Sharpened with what? Viveka. Viveka Shakti. Understanding that this is not real. Understanding that this cannot give me joy. Understanding that I am not this. This Viveka will sharpen your Vairagya. Gurudev used to give example of jackfruit tree. Jackfruit, when you open that jackfruit, you must have seen that when you open it, it looks very hard from outside, but inside it's not very hard. It's not very difficult to cut that jackfruit. But inside it is very sticky. So if you are a new person, you don't know, and by mistake you put your hand, gone. Why? Because the whole thing will become so sticky, even if you wash with soap 10 times, it will not go. Anybody from coastal area will know what I am talking about. Correct or no? So there is a technique. And what is the technique? You first put oil on your hands. And then what? Then you enter. Then you take out one fruit. It will not be sticky and the fruit will be sweet. World is the jackfruit. You are the hand. Vairagya is the oil. You put that Vairagya on top of you and then roam in the world. No problem. Why? Non-sticky oil. You will not get stuck anywhere. If you don't put the oil and if you enter, then how much ever you wash, it will not go. Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. So this samsara vriksha has to be broken, has to be cut. And it has to start with Vairagya. Now, the second topic that is discussed after samsara, now the second topic is sadhana. What is the sadhana that one has to do to come out of this entire samsara? So, path is given. If you see, the third verse ends only not with full stop, but with a comma. Asanga shastrena dridhena chitva, having cut, means there is something coming. What is that? Next, fourth verse. Tataf padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyah tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yataf pravrittif prasrita purani. Tataha, thereafter. Tataha means thereafter. Thereafter means after what? After Viveka and Vairagya. After you have gained Viveka Vairagya, now those who have studied Vedanta will understand Viveka Vairagya is talking about what? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, Viveka Vairagya, Samadhi Shat Sampatti, Mumukshutva. Tataha means after gaining Sadhana Chatushtaya. Then what you should do? Tataha, then what? Guru Upasadana. You must go to Guru. Isn't it? Tataha, thereafter. Means after Viveka Vairagya, now you have gone to Guru. Then what? Tat padam parimargitavyam. Start walking towards that state. Means what? Start Jnana Yoga. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Tat padam parimargitavyam. Tat padam, what is that pada? Yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuya. Having reached where they don't come back. Once and for all you can end samsara forever. This transmigration, this cycle of birth and death will be broken once and for all. Then, is it sufficient? Tamevacha adyam purusham prapadye. See, this is beauty of Bhagavad Gita, I tell you. The moment we think that it is dry knowledge that he is giving, immediately he says, Sharanagati, prapadye, surrender. Surrender to that ultimate God, Adya Purusha. What is this? This is bhakti. So not just jnana of Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, but surrender. To which Adya Purusha, to which God? Yataha Purani Pravrittihi Prasruta. From whom this entire world has come. To that Ishwara, to that Brahman, you surrender. So what is the sadhana he is giving? He is telling Viveka Vairagya Samadhi Shat Sampatti Mumukshutva. Sadhana Chatushtaya is the first thing. Then after going to Guru, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. Then surrender, Sharanagati or Bhakti. With this you will be able to reach the goal, which is Mukti. Where Mukti is shown? Yasmin Gata Na Nivartanti Bhuyaha. Having reached where they don't return, means Mukta, they are liberated. So the entire path Bhagavan is showing here. So Sadhana Chatushtaya, Guru Upasadana, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Atma Jnana, Mukti. This is the path. Now this is the path which I have to take personally. Now inside, what I have to be careful of, what I have to understand. Inside what I am doing, there is 11th verse which gives connection to the sadhana is given in 11th verse also. Where he says, Yatanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yatantaha api akritatmanaha naenam pashyanti achetasaha. He says, be careful with one thing. What? Even if you have got clarity, or what is called as chitta ekagrata, yatantaha is common in both the lines. Means somebody is putting forth efforts to reach Atmajnana. That is Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is happening. But only those will reach whose mind is pure. Yatantaha yoginaha cha pashyanti atmani avasthitam. So you should be yatanta, you should be striving, also yogi, one whose mind is pure. If you are striving, yatantaha api akritatmanaha, if you have not made your mind pure, naenam pashyanti, then they don't see this. So as you are walking the path, of Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, as you are gaining more and more clarity, as more and more focus is coming, don't forget to purify your mind. This particular verse is just to give emphasis on Chitta Shuddhi. Our Parama Guru, Gurudev's Guru, Swami Shivananji Maharaj used to say, blessed are those who have pure mind, for they shall see the reality. Why? Because without that purity, it's not going to happen. Okay, let me tell. I was thinking, should I tell or not? All right, I will tell. In sadhana, we said 3S. Remember 3S? What are the 3S? Seva, sadhana, swadhyaya. These 3S are to gain three things: Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata, and Atma Jnana. Chitta Shuddhi through Seva, Chitta Ekagrata through sadhana, and Atma Jnana through Swadhyaya. If Seva and sadhana is not done properly, Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata has not come, but you do lot of Swadhyaya, intellectual understanding will come, Atma Jnana will not happen. You are understanding? Therefore, Bhagavan says, as sadhana, what you should do? You should do that which will give Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata, and Atma Jnana. In Vedanta, only these three things we need to gain. And the way to gain it is Seva, Sadhana, and Swadhyaya. Then how will you will be able to reach that? Next, 5th verse explains this. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha samnyaihi gacchantya mudhah padam avyayam tat. He says, when many people, when they study these shlokas also, nirmana mohaha jita sanga doshaha adhyatma nityaha vinivritta kamaha, they look like adjectives, because all of them are in prathama bahuvachan, so therefore dvandvaihi vimuktaha sukha dukkha samnehi dvandvaihi vimuktaha amudaha gacchanti. It looks like adjectives. So he is describing who reaches the goal. Yes, that understanding is correct, that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is describing who are the people who reach the goal. Means what do they have because of which they reach the goal? So sadhana is given, but actually step by step sadhanas are given. See, nirmana mohaha means those who have no mana. Mana means ego, moha means delusion. Those who are free of pride and delusion. First. Second, jita sanga doshaha, those who have won over attachment, sanga. Jita sanga doshaha. Adhyatma nityaha, those who are ever in spiritual journey or ever in the self. Actually, these three are telling us, number one, nirmana mohaha means those who do not have tamas. Win over your tamas first. Why? Delusion. Delusion is part of tamas. Ajnana moha. Remember? Yesterday only we have seen. Now after tamas you win over. How do you do that? By coming to rajas. Now you have to win over rajas. What is rajas? Attachment. See? Rajo ragatmakam viddhi. Isn't it? So rajas means attachment. Jita sanga doshaha, those who have won over attachment. How do you win over rajas? By becoming sattvic. Now, how do you win over sattva? By remaining in sattva. Remember? Adhyatma nityaha. Remain in sattva. So win over tamas. Give up the attachment so that you can win over rajas. Stay in sattva. What will happen because of this? Vinivritta kamaha. Now, when you stay in sattva, what will happen? Even the deep desires which are called vasanas, they also will go away. So win over your vasanas. Vinivritta kama. Then when that happens, then what I have to do? Sukha dukkha samnyehi dvandvaihi vimuktaha. Free from all kinds of pairs of opposite. Sukha dukkha, joy and sorrow. Mana apmana. Respect, disrespect. Shita, ushna, hot and cold. I don't care. Vimuktaha, free from all of them. What is this? This is the state of jnani. Isn't it? Samatva buddhi. And therefore he says, such a person is amudhaha. Amudhaha means one who is not deluded anymore. Not deluded means what? Avarana and vikshepa is gone. Ignorance and delusion is gone. Now such people who are mohavarjitaha, nivritta ajnanaha, now those people tat avyayam padam gachanti. They reach that supreme imperishable state. So actually this fifth shloka is again giving us sadhanas one by one. Nirmana moha, jita sanga dosha, adhyatma nitya, vinivritta kama, sukha dukkha samnehi dvandvaihi vimuktaha. Then what? Amudha. This is how we have to progress. See how Bhagavad Gita is beautiful? That's why it is said, every chapter is said, this is Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastri. It's not just giving self-knowledge, but it is also showing us the path. It is giving the technique, the means to reach. Step by step, Bhagavan is explaining. Now that person who has gone through all these steps, he reaches that supreme state. What is that supreme state? That is called Brahman. Third topic. Samsara over, sadhana over, now Brahman. Who is that Brahman? Na tad bhasayate suryaha, na shashanko na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante, tad dhama paramam mama. Brahman is that self-luminous consciousness. That consciousness which doesn't require any other light. That's why it is said, Surya tat na bhasate, na bhasayate. Sun cannot shine it. Na shashankaha, not even moon. Na pavakaha, not even fire. It is self-luminous. It doesn't require any light. No light can shine it. No light needs to shine it. Yad gatva na nivartante. Once you have reached that Brahman, the state of realizing my own true nature, na nivartante, there is no fallback. You don't have to again come into this samsara. You will never become deluded, ignorant again. Tad dhama paramam mama. That is my supreme state. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, I am that Brahman. You reach this state. Why? Because you are also Brahman. So here when it is said that you go, you reach, don't take it literally. Okay, veggie. What should I carry? It is not physically going anywhere. Isn't it? Is it going to some other world? No. It is realizing my own true nature. It is not even becoming Brahman. Being Brahman, because I am already that. I am becoming somebody means what? I am not that and I want to become. You can't become Brahman. Why? You are Brahman already. I am that. I don't have to go anywhere, do anything else. You understand? That is your highest nature. Arjuna, come to this. Actually, every jiva is essentially Brahman. That is what he explains in the next verse. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhutas sanatanaha. Bas. Up to that only. Then we will see the rest of it. Different topic. Jiva loke sanatanaha jiva bhutaha mama eva amshaha. In this world, jiva loke, in this world of beings, this jiva who is sanatana, who is always there, is actually my own nature. Here, mama eva amshaha doesn't mean part of me, okay? He is me alone, my aspect alone. Natu mad bhinna ityartha. Shankaracharya clarifies also. There is no amsha-amshi bhava that the Vishishtadvaita is talking about. No. He is me. That jiva is me alone, Bhagavan is telling. So, when Bhagavan says jiva is me alone, means what? That jiva is Brahman alone. So, in the 15th chapter, which is Shastra, this is the Mahavakya. Every Upanishad should have a Mahavakya, no? Every Shastra of Vedanta should have Mahavakya. That Mahavakya is a Mama evamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. I alone am that. So that jiva is not different. Jiva thinks that he is different from Brahman. Why? Because of Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti. Remember? So Avarana Shakti makes jiva feel that I am not the self. If I am not the self, then I am not the Brahman, then who am I? I am this body, mind, intellect. Vikshepa Shakti. If the jiva considers oneself to be this body, mind, intellect, then what happens? Then the cycle of birth and death will continue for him. He will become a transmigrating jiva. Essentially, jiva is Brahman. The real nature of jiva is Brahman. But not realizing this real nature, jiva thinks that he is the transmigrating, ever-changing individual ego. So this is where the topic of jiva comes. So samsara explained, sadhana explained, Brahman explained, now jiva topic. That essentially jiva is Brahman. Now if that essential knowledge is not there, then jiva thinks that he is the transmigrating jiva. What is that transmigration? What is the cycle of birth and death? What do you mean by punarjanma? Explained here. Manashashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramati Ishwara grihitvaitani samyati vayurgandhani vashayat shrotram chakshusparshanam cha rasanam ghranameva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. Beautiful, in short summary of what is life, what is death, what is birth, what is rebirth. Everything is explained. What does he say? Manaha shashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati shariram yat avapnoti. This jiva, while taking up the body, shariram yat avapnoti, when he takes up a gross body, what does this jiva do? Karshati, he pulls. What does he pull? Indriyani and manashashthani, the 5 sense organs, and 6th is the mana, mind. Means senses and mind, the sukshma sharira. He pulls. From where? Prakritisthani, from the karana sharira. When he takes up sthula sharira. Sthula sharira is this body. In this body there is subtle body. Subtle body means that you cannot see but which is functioning. The mind, the intellect, the senses, etc. Now both these Sthula and Sukshma Sharira have come from Karana Sharira, the causal body, which is called Vasanas or Ajnana. Okay? What is Jiva? Jiva is reflection of consciousness in subtle body. Technical things, okay? I will have to explain. Sorry if anybody doesn't understand. Subtle body, mind, etc. gets reflected consciousness. So consciousness is Brahman. It's always there. But the mind is capable of reflecting that consciousness. So the reflection of consciousness that happens in mind is called Jiva. Okay? Let me explain it a little bit. What is this? This is watch, right? My watch, thank you. You should say your, okay? You should not say my. You should say your watch. You see, this watch that I see is the gross body, is the physical structure. Right? So is my body that you see, hands, legs, head, face. This is my gross body. But why do I say that the watch is inert and this body is sentient? Why do I say that? If you say there is consciousness, then that is wrong. Why? Because consciousness is present even in the watch. What is missing? Mind is missing. There is no subtle body in the gross body of watch. Whereas in this subtle body, in this gross body, there is subtle body. The mind is there. Mind gets reflected consciousness. And therefore, this inert body appears to be sentient. How long? As long as there is subtle body inside this gross body. When the Jiva, the reflected consciousness, leaves by taking the mind and senses, then this body will become inert dead body. Exactly like the watch. There will be no difference then. As long as there is subtle body, there is sentiency. Sentiency is this reflected consciousness. So the difference between watch and this body is not that there is consciousness in this and no consciousness in this. No, consciousness is in both. Reflected consciousness is not there in the watch. Why? Because there is no mind, there is no subtle body. Whereas in this gross body, at this moment, there is subtle body. And therefore reflection happens, and therefore this is Jiva, this is not Jiva. This is a living being, this is inert object. Understand the difference. Now this Jiva, while taking up the body, what does it do? It pulls the senses and mind from the causal body and enters into a gross body. That is what we call as birth. Happy birthday. That. We celebrate also. What do we celebrate? Entry of the Jiva into gross body. No, not really entry. Entry of this Jiva with the gross body into the world. That is what we celebrate. Now the same Jiva, when the prarabdha karma is over, takes the senses and the mind and leaves this gross body. Yaccha api utkramati Ishwara. Grihitva etani samyati. Etani grihitva. Taking mind and senses, he leaves. Beautiful example Bhagavan gives here. Vayuhu gandhan iva ashayat. Ashayat, from the flowers, Vayuhu means the wind, takes the fragrance. Flowers are left there, fragrance is taken. That Vayu is Jiva. Fragrance is the subtle body. Flower is the gross body. So gross body is left here. Jiva along with subtle body goes. So when that Jiva leaves this gross body, it is called death. So birth is when the jiva along with the senses and mind enters into gross body. Death is when jiva along with the senses and mind leaves the gross body. And what does it do after leaving? Adhisthaya, he takes up new gross body. Punarjanma. The same jiva with the senses and mind, he takes up the next gross body. And then what does he do there? He starts functioning. Life. What is life? Through the 5 sense organs and the mind, he experiences the world of objects. Vishayan upasevate. Very simple. Clarity is there now. See, so much this birth and death and this and that and so much of confusion. Very simple. In 2.5 verses, Bhagavan has explained. Jiva is the reflection of consciousness in the mind. That jiva along with the subtle body taking up the gross body is called birth. That jiva along with the subtle body leaving the gross body is called death. Taking up the new gross body is called as rebirth. And staying there and enjoying the world of objects through the mind and senses is called life. This is what happens. How long will this continue? As long as his prarabdha continues. One prarabdha is over, he has acquired more karma, he will take next body, that is over, next body, that is over, next body. How long will this continue? Till the time jiva doesn't understand that I am not the jiva, I am Brahman. Till then, this cycle will continue. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatareshayanam. This is what we call as transmigration. But Veji, how many births I have to take? Depends on you. Don't ask me. Don't say, God, why have you put me? God has not put us anywhere. You are asking question, how long should I sleep? Depends on you when you want to wake up. Bhagavan is telling, wake up. How? Jiva should focus on Ishwara. See? Mundaka Upanishad says that there are 2 birds sitting on the same tree. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya. Samanam vriksham parishasvajate. Tayor ekam pippalam swadvati. Nashnananyat abhichakashiti. 2 birds sitting on the same tree. One is enjoying the fruit of the tree, another is just looking. The one who is enjoying the fruit of the action is the jiva. The one who is just looking is Ishwara. Jiva, to realize Brahman, his own state, has to focus on that Ishwara. Who is that Ishwara? Next topic. First, the sopadhika nature of Ishwara is explained. With upadhi. Saguna, Sakara. What is this Bhagavan? This Bhagavan is present in everything. Yada dityagatam tejaha jagadbhasayate khilam yachandramasi yacchagnau tattejo vidhi mamakam gama vishyacha bhutani dharayamyahamojasa pushnami chaushadhi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmakaha aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam dehamashritah प्राणापान समायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधं सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम्. Who am I? Ishwara. Now Bhagavan is talking about himself as Ishwara and says that Jiva should focus on me. Who is that Ishwara? He says, I am everything. Yad adityagatam tejaha. That light which is there in the sun. Jagad bhasayate akhilam, by which the entire world shines. Yat chandramasi, the light which is there in the moon. Yat cha agnau, the light which is in fire. Tat tejo vidhi mamakam. Understand that it is my light. Means what? Next time when you look at the sun, don't say I'm looking at the sun. You say I'm looking at God in the form of. Change the way you look at the world. Then what will happen? You will not try to possess anything. Problem is samsara, not Jagat, isn't it? Jagat is God's. So see God in everything of the world. When you look at your children, don't look at them as your children. Look at them as God in the form of children. What is this? This is not just watch or my watch. This is God in the form of watch. Shift your attention from the world to God. Entire Vibhuti Yoga, not just in 10th chapter, but he has explained his Vibhutis in 7th chapter, 9th chapter, now also he is explaining. He is saying in every aspect of life, in every aspect of world, see me. Gamavishya cha bhutani dharayami aham ojasa. I have already told you that the sun and the moon and the fire is me. Even the earth is me. Gamavishya, I enter the fire, the earth. Gamavishya cha bhutani dharayami. Pushnami cha aushadhi sarvaha. Somo bhutva rasatmaka. And becoming the moon, I am the one nourishing all the plants, all the vanaspatis. And then those vanaspatis become the food, and then you eat it. Aham vaishvanaro bhutva praninam deham ashrita. Prana apana samayukta pachami annam chaturvidam. So earth, I am. The moon that nourishes the plant, the tree, the vegetables, I am. When you eat it, I am the one sitting inside you who is digesting your food, Arjuna. I am in every single aspect. Sarvasya cha aham hridi sannivishtaha. Bhagavan says, I am present in everyone's heart. As what? As the self. So when you look at anyone, you look at them as God in that form. When we shift our attention from the world to God, slowly the bondage of samsara starts to loosen. We are not caught anymore. Why? Because our focus has shifted. Everything, Arjuna, is me. But this is only my sopadhika nature. Sopadhika means the one that you can experience. Actually who I am. Explains further. The Purushottama, he explains himself as Purushottama. The Nirupadhika nature of Ishwara. Who is that? Dvavimau purushau loke ksharascha eva cha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutastho uchyate uttamah purushastvanyah paramatmetyudarhitah yolo katrayamavishya bibhartyavyaya ishvarah yasmat ksharamati toham aksharaadapi chottamah atosmi loke vedecha prathitah purushottamah. Arjuna, in the world, dvau imau purushau loke. The entire world is made up of two purushas. Ksharaha, aksharaha cha. Kshara purusha and akshara purusha. What is kshara purusha? Ksharaha sarvani bhutani. Kshara purusha is what? This entire world of gross and subtle body that you see. Karya upadhi, which is called as apara prakriti in the 7th chapter, which is called as kshetra in the 13th chapter. That is kshara purusha. Akshara purusha is what? Either you say the causal maya, karana upadhi, or you say that presence as jiva, akshara purusha. What is called as para prakriti in 7th chapter and kshetradnya in 13th chapter. Kshetradnyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. So gross and subtle bodies are different, but that kshetrajna is one and the same. Now here Bhagavan says, Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha. I am still different from this Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Bhagavan is still different from his Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Isn't it? Paramatma iti udarataha. And that is what is called as Paramatma in the Upanishads, etc. Yo lokatrayam avishya. One who has entered into the whole world, bibharti, and upholds the entire world, that Ishwara truly is beyond all these, is actually that Brahman who has no connection with the world. If we see the world, he has pervaded the world. But himself is much beyond. Why are you calling him as Uttama Purusha? Yasmat Ksharam Atitaha Aham. Because I transcend Kshara Purusha. Aksharadapicha Uttamaha, and superior even to Akshara Purusha. Therefore it is called as Uttama Purusha or Purushottama. What is Purushottama? Purushottama is that Brahman. Next time when you say that Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra's name is Purushottama, we must remember that he is not just Purushottama means best among all human beings. No, he is Purushottama, he is Brahman. That Purushottama I am. That Purushottama every one of us are. This is the knowledge that Bhagavan Shri Krishna wants us to have. So when he says you must gain the knowledge of Purushottama, means what? I must understand that that Purushottama is me. Not that I get knowledge means this is Purushottama, this is me, I am gaining the knowledge. No. I am gaining the knowledge of Purushottama means I must realize that the Purushottama is me. One who understands this becomes liberated. Yoma mevamasam mudhaha janati purushottamam sasarvavit bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam maya nagha etad buddhva buddhiman syat Kritakrityasya Bharata. Arjuna, yaha asammudha, one without doubt, mam purushottamam janati, one who understands, knows, realizes me as Purushottama. As what? As his own or her own self. Such a person, sarvavit, knows everything. Why? Because he knows the one who is everything. So knowing the one who is everything, he knows everything. What does he do? Bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. With all the means, he worships me. Why? Nothing else to do. Such a person, after realizing that I am that Purushottama, sees Purushottama in everything. What will he do? He will worship. He sees only God. He sees only the self in everything. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat. Knowing this, one becomes wise. If you want to be wise, know this. This is the knowledge that one must have. All other kind of knowledge is just subsidiary, secondary, tertiary if you want to call it. The primary knowledge which makes us wise is this knowledge. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat. Kritakrityascha. And knowing this, one becomes kritakritya. Kritakritya means content, fulfilled. Krityam kritam iti kritakritya. What was to be done is done. All of us have got this human body for only one purpose, and that is to realize the self. Only by realizing the self, one will become kritakritya. Otherwise, we have done everything but not done the essential thing. Okay? Knowing this, Arjuna, one becomes kritakritya. This is Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Clarity, Bhagavan Shri Krishna's, the kind of method that he uses to put the entire thought. After giving this knowledge, one should not think, how did Arjuna gain knowledge? If Shri Krishna is giving knowledge like this, why will Arjuna not gain knowledge? At the 18th chapter, Bhagavan may have said that, Arjuna, now I have finished telling you everything, now you do whatever you want. Yathechasi tatha kuru. Shri Krishna may say like that. Arjuna says, no, Bhagavan, I will do what you said. Nashto moha smritir labdha. Tvat prasadatma yachyuta. Sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. I will do what you said. So this is the knowledge of Purushottama. This is the means to attain Purushottama. Again, when you say attain, not going anywhere, but attain means realizing that I am that already. Knowing this, one will get it. Through all these 9 days, we have seen so many things about spiritual life. Where we have to start, what we have to do, what is the path, what is the goal, how I have to attain goal, everything. After knowing everything, it is time for us to practice. Let us not forget, in the Google map, if you track the entire road, doesn't mean you have reached the destination. Now, having understood the road, now we have to walk. Okay? The path is shown by Shri Krishna. We have to walk. If we are walking the path of Jnana Yoga, we have to walk. If we are following Bhakti Yoga, we have to sit. Why? Bhagavan will drive. Charioteer he is. Latest charioteer is like this, okay? Not like this. So, he will drive and take you. Okay? In Sadguru's car, we have to sit. And he will take us across. Surrender. That's the essential point that we must remember. Bhagavan Shri Krishna concludes his entire teaching with this one point. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokshayishyami ma shucha. Two things, surrender and don't cry. Remember, I told you on the first day, the main teaching of Bhagavad Gita is don't cry. Remember? Because he starts by saying, Ashocha nanva shochastam pradnyavadam. You are crying over people whom you should not cry for. He ends the teaching by saying, Ma shucha, don't cry. Don't cry and surrender. And Bhagavan will take care of everything. With this, we conclude this Jnana Yajna. We offer the success of this Jnana Yajna at the feet of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the Gita Acharya, and at the feet of Pujya Gurudev, the modern Gita Acharya. Because of him, we got this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, this knowledge would have remained in Himalayas, and we are not yet ready to leave everything and go to Himalayas. We would have never gained this knowledge if not for Gurudev. So to him, we offer this entire success of this Jnana Yajna. Whatever you liked, whatever you thought was nice, whatever you thought that I must do, belongs to the parampara, the Guru parampara that has taught us this. Whatever you did not like, or you thought that Vedji is doing little too much, that is my problem. Okay? I am younger to all of you, so forgive me, considering me as child. And remember what Bhagavan Shri Krishna has said. We follow the path that is shown by God. We'll conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Sadguru. You all will be receiving Prasad Pustika. So come from my right side, that is your left side. Whatever Guru Dakshina you have to offer, offer it in the box. Then collect the Prasad Pustika from me, and then you can proceed from this side and go behind for the study group. Hari Om.
Hari Om. The best Guru Kanike that we can give to Vedji is that we assure him that we will continue to practice Swadhyaya.